25th of June 2025. All right, Crazy Market Talk with Kel. Be crazy with Crazy. All right, guys, thank you for waiting for me. Thank you for trading the market. And before that itself, right, let me show to you that disclaimer is very important for us. We want you to trade with care, all right? And after that, we do the revision, combining the OP rule with the KCB. So today will be lots of things to share, and let's go into details right now. So let's go into the market forces first and what happened over the day itself. Let me bring you in. Okay, let's go. All right, to start the day with, we're going to see the market first, right? So the market last night, wow, jumped by 500 points. The Dow jumped 500 points as oil prices created as investors bet on Israel and Iran truce will hold. So in short, basically everybody thinks that now the Iran and Israel thing has over. Everybody's buying back. So where it came from, the market returned to where it started, right? So oil prices sharply lowered for the second straight day, settled 6% lower. Now this is obviously some very heavy selling from not an individual, not from an entity. It's literally from, someone. And this particular someone has been making money because they bought it cheap and then they let the price goes up. They take profit against everybody, and that's how things work in the capitalism market. So the thing is this right now, do you think that that is the end? No, I don't think so. So to me, it's like, let's watch, I'll tell you more in detail. So the thing is this right now, right? Both of them accused each other for violating the agreement that causes the war. Israel say a radar system close to Iran capital city terrain was attacked and accused Iran of launching missile strikes against Israel, which of course Iran denies. All right. So it seems that someone is, dealing with another person in a country, but both sides deny. So what do you think? Could there be a third party involved to make sure that this thing get triggered? That's interesting, right? So Trump says that Israel is not going to attack Iran, okay? And the ceasefire is still in effect. The president earlier expressed the frustration between both Israel and Iran for breaking the agreement by saying that he was unhappy with both sides. So you see, it's still ongoing, but then of course it's mellowed down, and the oil price coming down. That's the one that bring the market recovery. Yeah, and interesting that Jerome Powell came on Capitol Hill at a pivotal time. He's facing an aggressive push from the White House to cut interest rate, which in recent days he said that they could see a case of dialing back policy from some of the these Fed officials. But Jerome Powell came in and says that he do not see a rush to cut interest rate and will wait for Trump tariff to impact the economy, which I think is very, very true. So the thing is right now, right, the U.S. strikes failed to destroy the core pieces of the Tehran's this nuclear program. That is true. They only bombed the areas that there's really like nobody inside there, no things are there. So I don't think this is going to end so soon. Although oil prices came down quite a bit, and that causes people to get a bit of relief at the moment right now. And of course, the Strait of Hormuz is actually Hormuz, right? As GPS jamming remaining major security, but that means that the people, all the ships around the area south, they're having GPS jamming. All right, they cannot really see what's going on, and that caused this traffic to be reduced by at least 20%. So it's still got its effect there itself. Yeah, so that is one little issue that we need to take note of. And of course, Jerome Powell says that the Fed will wait for cut rate. Normally, that will bring the yields higher, but the yields continue to fall. That's very interesting. So probably goes down. The bond price has gone up a little bit. So everybody is looking at that. And last but not least, the Nvidia CEO Huang has started to sell $15 million worth of shares, the first sale of the 873 million plan. So he's going to start to sell bit by bit. And of course, again, why he's selling? Well, some say that because he want to just cash out. Some say that because of the potential downside on Nvidia. I'm not too sure, but we know that Michael Burry have shorted down of the Nvidia shares, which Nvidia shares have went up quite a fair bit, right? So let's take a look at the Nvidia share right now. Okay, oh, I remember that's what happened because we have the we cannot use that right now. I have to check and use my indicator instead. Hold on a minute, so I can go to the market anyway. So give me a while. Let's go to the market. Okay, so I just change it to day chart first, and then I can put myself with the Nvidia. US shares, and NVIDIA, here we go. Bring it in. Okay, NVIDIA shares has gone up. All right, it was coming down at one end back then. It was here when it was cascading down all the way until April. It bottomed out, and we can see that the diamonds are all pumping up higher. So this is a very strong indication that the market's going to go up, right? Okay. So at the moment right now, we can see that NVIDIA shares are trading at 147.79 on the CFD market. So I suspect that it should be able to, hit a resistance pretty soon, somewhere around this 148 level. Yeah, 148 level. We should see some resistance for the NVIDIA shares, and then after that, we may see a pullback back to 131 level. Okay, so that is for NVIDIA shares. Let's look at the Dow Jones for today since we already started on this. And let me just refresh the screen to get all my diamonds up. Okay, so one look, you can see that the diamonds on this side here is all right. This is number one. Okay, I'm just to change the color. This is like here, and this is here, and this here. So the diamonds are getting higher. So that's why the market trend is building up. Okay, that's something to watch out for that. Okay, that's the reason why we know that every pullback will be a buy in the market. Yeah. Okay, so now today we have a four diamonds that is actually at this point here. So which means that we put a line at the closing price of where the diamond is, which is here. So this level itself is at 343075 where we are right now. So which means that if the market, okay, let me try to make it more accurate. Okay, so where we are right now for the Dow Jones is exactly at the KCL level. All right, okay, and sorry, not here, sorry, my bad. It's at the diamond level at 43075. So if the market can stay above 43075, the upside will still continue to go to the Dow upside, which is about 43,255, the next KCB. But of course, if the market do pull back below 43,075, then the MLP, which is here at this 42,835, would be the intermediate support at the moment. Now, one thing is that why am I not comfortable to buy? Because the KSI has just flipped from green to red, although the KCX is still pretty at the black side. So retailers are still very heavily bullish on the market, and the big boys are actually coming out. So the thing is this, to me, is that the market has done one simple thing. It has basically, right, came down all the way to the wall, and now it went back to where it started. Okay, so it's as if that the war has not happened at all. Everything is good, and everybody should be down enjoying their ride. But for me as a trader, I'll be watching this number very closely because it's very near to the OP of the day. And I tell you for right, once the market trade below OP, I'm a seller, and as long as the market stays above OP, I'm a buyer. So you can see the last 2 days is all right. The market stays above OP, and that's why things goes up. All right, very very simple here. So, okay, so that is the upside and downside for the crude oil. Sorry, for the Dow Jones. So let's look at the crude oil now. Apology. Okay, so for crude oil, we can see that it was devastation. The market really did it. Or you can see what happened. Okay, so the market basically zoomed all the way up, right? So this is point A, and then the market goes down, and then try again, and the market gap up purposely, cut a lot of this but short sellers in the market, and then it reversed straight away down, crashing the market all the way down to where we are. Okay, so now the thing is this, I can see that the opening price today is a bit confusing here. Let me just take this out. The opening price is $66.17. The MLP is $67.49. So which means that the opening price is below MLP. So by default, the market should be going down, right? If it stays below OP. But you notice that the pivot one is $66.25. So which means that if the market can stay above OP and above the pivot one, which is a buy, the market could actually go back up again to test the MAs. Now do note the MAs now are closely bundled up at $67.40 or $67.80. So which means that if the crude oil can shoot up to about $68, for example, then we can actually see the market bottoming out for crude oil in this area. And then after that, the scary part is this. Slowly but surely, this candle will be taken out. And that is a lot of money because that's about $4 to $5 here, or more than that. Let me just take a look. This one is at opening price $78, low, wow, 67. So my bet is actually more than 18, $23 downside. Oh my God, $23. So $23 of potential meat here itself. Oh gosh, this is going to be fantastic for traders. Yeah. So later I'll cover for you in the revision group chat. All right. Okay. Next one will be gold price. You can see that gold is now trading above OP at obviously $33.23, $33.23 and $33.23 $3,323. Oh gosh. Okay. So the thing is this for this gold price today, opening price is above pivot one. So by right, it is a buy. KSI green, very good. KCX blue, not so good. So the market, as long as stays with OP, it'll be a buy. The first target, I think it will go for MLP at 3345. Okay. Now, one thing to note that all this bigger view will not happen immediately. Like take about half a day to a day to actually see it. Okay. So for short-term trader, right, as long as you are comfortable to go in, go up, that's fine. For those who do one time, one shot, one kill, then you have to be very, very patient. All right. It doesn't mean that I say a buy now, within half an hour you reach that. It's not the way how it works, yeah. Okay. So 3345 is my target, and because right 3350 is actually MA30, that will become a very strong resistance for now at this moment. Now, if the market can break above the 3350, wow, then the market could be able to go all the way to 3391, and that is the KCB and also near the top of the recent downside trend. Because now the KSI stays green, right? So it is actually a part of the elephant trade setup for the upside, yeah. So it's actually very possible. Now, of course, if gold prices to come back down again because of the dollar and people get to panic, well, it's possible for gold to come back down all the way to the previous low, and that is 29. Sorry, it's at 3295, 3294 to be precise, yeah, 3294. Okay, the downside. Okay, now next link market. All right, the next market I want to share with you will be Bitcoin. Bitcoin has continued to trade higher because we can see that the boys are continuing on the buy side, and of course the market stays above the pivot 2, and that's why causing the price to move higher a little bit right now. So if Bitcoin can go higher, we can see Bitcoin almost going for the next target, and that will be the 108 figure. Okay, so now currently now it's above MLP, it's above MA30, so it's a freelance. It can really go for it how they want to go at 108. So about $2,000 from where we are right now. Okay. And last but not least will be the dollar yen. I'm bringing dollar yen now. The dollar yen has continued to take some profit against the market because the dollar came off very interesting. So the dollar basically went all the way up, bringing dollar yen to 148, and that was where it was blocked strongly by the MA200. So the market actually sold instead. So the thing is, it's something very similar to the US market right now, if you ask me. So the thing is, right now it's trading above the OP and it's above the pivot one. So by right, it's a buy. All right, as the KSI is green, or the case is blue. So as long as above OP, our pivot one is a buy, but then the first target will be MLP because that's the nearest target, and with that, we should notice that there's some still buying interest, selling interest in the retail market. So dollar yen, if it stays up, that's good, but if it breaks down, then I can see dollar yen going all the way to 143. Now 143 is unimaginable. 143.95, okay, it's unimaginable for this. So guys, I don't think so the downside will be there. Upside, I think it's more likely to see the MLP on the dollar yen. All right, guys, that will be all for this first part of the training. I will see you guys again for the revision on how to use the OP rule and the KCB together. All right, that will be all for me, Kel, signing off from all the way from China. Bye-bye.